is Orshi here from Create Balance with Me, and today we are going to go through a class designed for your feet, which are one of the most important parts of your body to be balanced with. What you need for the class is simply just one bolster, and that's only in case you have knee problem or you can't sit like how I sit here in Virasana, and in certain poses you might need as a support. If you don't have a bolster, don't worry, a block can serve your purpose as well, or just simply a folded blanket too. So to start with, come into your Virasana. If you have knee problems, then feel free to just simply be in a cross-legged pose. That's also a variation you can have to start with. And then releasing your hands down to the top of your thighs, and then slowly closing your eyes. A little bit tuning in, finding your place on your yoga mat. Taking a few cycles of deep breath. And also feeling in a little bit to the top of your feet if you are sitting in this variation. Noticing any sensation in both the variations. Taking 2 more full seconds. Next inhale, slowly opening your eyes. And then if you were in a cross-legged variation, just open your legs out in front of you. If you were in the variation, in the Virasana, then rolling over on your toes, and then helping with your hands to reach back with the buttocks down, and then extending your legs forward. Starting with the warm-up of the feet. So swinging your hands back, try to maintain your chest to be lifted and open while we work with the feet. First, just separating your toes as wide as possible and breathing softly while having those toes wide apart. And then slowly bringing them together, allowing to come back into the neutral, and then trying to let them come closer together than they have been. And then softening out this attempt. And then with your next inhale, pointing your toes and your feet. And with the exhale, flexing your toes and your feet. Inhale to point. Exhale. One more time. Inhale to point. And exhale to flex. And then coming back into neutral, bringing your feet together. And then with your next inhale, starting to rotate your feet to start to face towards each other. Maybe even bringing your toes, the little ones, touch. The big toe is just spreading apart as if it was a flower. Again, feeling into the sensations, into the sole of your foot. Try not to let the knees to be sprayed to the side. And then inhale to soften it out. Exhale into neutral. Inhale to rotate the inner edge of your foot out a little bit. And then joining your toe of the big one. And then spreading the little ones. Again, different sensations in the sole of your foot. And one more breath there. And then slowly releasing to the center. From here you have options. We will be bending our knees. If you struggle with the strength of the core and the thigh strength, feel free to support your leg at the back of the thigh. And then inhale to lift your leg off the ground and starting to rotate the ankle in any direction you wish to start with. Your other variation is to keep your hands at the back and straightening out your knee, changing direction. Keep on the smooth breathing. and then stopping in the center. In both variations, releasing your leg forward. With your next inhale, lifting the leg as high as possible. With the exhale, releasing it back down. Inhale to bend the knee. Exhale, take it to the side. Inhale it forward. Exhale back to the center. Once more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale the other direction. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale back to the center. Exhale forward. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale there. And with the exhale, releasing your leg down. Changing sides. So again, you can start with support. Lifting the leg up. Starting to rotate the ankle. Breathing softly with these movements. Your option can be to release the leg and change direction of the rotation. And then stopping in the center. Inhale, lifting the leg as high as possible. Exhale, release it down to hover. Inhale, bending your knee. Exhale, taking to the side. Inhale it forward. Exhale to the center. Inhale one more time. Exhale to the side. Inhale forward. Exhale to the center. Other way around. Inhale, open to the side. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale forward. Last time. Inhale to the side. Exhale to bend. Inhale to the center. And exhale forward. Inhale there. And exhale, releasing your legs. Bending your knees and pulling the knees to the chest. First, make sure you are sitting tall. And then just focusing on the toes and the movement in your toes. Your hands can rest or simply just get support from the knee. And then starting to wiggle around your toes in an order as if you would play piano. Releasing the little, second, third, fourth, fifth. And then the other way around, so the big one, second, third, fourth, fifth. And then stopping in the center, grounding your leg. And from there, grounding your little toes, lifting the big one up. Maintain your breath. While doing so, we have the tendency to hold the breath, but we make effort, even if it is so little, to lift the toe. And then grounding the big one down, lifting the little ones up. One more breath there. And then with your next exhale, releasing your toes, grounding the big toe and the little toe, and then lifting the rest in the center up. So really little movement, but more challenging than any crazy asana you might think about. Breathe with it. And then releasing it down, grounding the middle ones and lifting the little and the big one. Maybe it's not happening straight away for you. Maybe it's just mentally happening. Don't get discouraged. It's all good. We are creating links here. And then releasing it down, wiggling around. And then slowly we will be coming up into standing. For that, pulling your legs close enough to the body, having your hands on the side, and then slowly letting yourself climb up on your foot. And then first we will be climbing down. Knees touch the ground and see and feel the sensations in your sole of the foot. If it is screaming already here, then staying here. It is okay. With the stretch, rise up to sit tall. Breathing here for 2 more seconds of breath. And then from here, letting your hands come forward. You will roll on the sole of the foot back again. Maybe you will have to lift due to the Achilles tightness your buttocks a little bit higher. And we will be coming up into standing now. So lifting your buttocks up, swinging your hands back with the inhale, and with the exhale, grounding well, standing up tall. walking to the front of the mat now. It is really essential to be able to move healthily on your yoga mat, to ground well with your feet. Most of us actually do not have healthy feet, so it is essential to ground them well. What we would like to do, we would like to ground first the little toe mount, the area on the sole of your foot which is right behind the little toe, then the outer edge of your foot, the center of the heel, and then the big toe mount, the area on the sole of your foot right behind your big toe. And this will create a kind of lift in your arch and in your foot. And you will get a sensation that your knees are automatically kind of micro-bended. There is a gentle engagement in the lower abdomen as well, which is generated by this move. And then, hopefully, your lower back will be engaging as well. This will want to pull the bottom of the ribcage a bit down, which is okay. But try not to let the sternum to come with it. So we would like to create space there in the chest. And then adding your hands on the side, letting them hang comfortably. Softening the base of your neck, the shoulders, and topping your head on this line. This is your pose you would like to start out from and reach back in. Try to find the center of your foot now. The heel and the balls of your feet are equally grounded. And then finding the center of your whole body, left and right side. And then just trying to feel into it for now. And we will go a little bit into our sun salutations. So with your next inhale, lifting your hands up high, lengthen the front body without collapsing. With the exhale, fold forward. Inhale to lift yourself halfway up, right leg lifts. Exhale, the right knee down. Inhale to rise, lift, lengthen the front body again. Exhale to fold down, step back and drop knees and chest and chin in a slow motion. Inhale to lift into your baby cobra for now. And with the exhale, roll back into your all fours and through that downward facing. Inhale to lift your right leg up, stepping it through, and exhale the left knee down. Inhale to rise, lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale to step your left foot to join the right. Exhale to fold. With your next inhale, lifting halfway up, walking your hands forward. Exhale, come on your toes. Inhale, try to come up all the way, being on your toes. And exhale, Samasthiti. This was one side, going for the second. Inhale. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, left leg up. Exhale, the left knee down. Inhale, rise, lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale to step back into your high plank. Exhale, drop knees, chest and chin in slow motion. Inhale into your baby cobra or cobra. And exhale through all fours, downward facing. Inhale, left leg lifts, step it forward. Exhale into your runner's lunge. Lower the knee. Inhale to rise up. Exhale to fold. Inhale to pick the back leg up, step forward. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lift halfway up. Walk your hands forward. Exhale to rise on your toes. Inhale to rise up. Reach high. Lengthen. And exhale. Find your Samasthiti. Sun salutation A. Forward. Inhale. Lengthen your front body. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale. Halfway lift. Exhale, ground the hands, step back, flow through your version of Chaturanga, maybe knees down. Inhale, upward over cobra, and exhale, downward facing. 5 full cycles of breath here. One more breath. With your next inhale, look forward, walk forward, create length, and exhale to fold. Inhale to rise up, lengthen up, and exhale, Samasthiti. One more round, last round. Inhale, exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, flow through your version of Chaturanga. Inhale, upward open cobra, and exhale into your downward facing dog. This time with your next inhale, rising onto your toes, and with the exhale starting to drop the knee down to reach close to the ground. 2 more full cycles of breath there. Inhale, straightening your knees. Exhale, release the heel. Inhale, look forward, step forward, create length, and exhale to fold. Inhale to rise up, reach, lengthen, exhale, Samasthiti. Releasing your hands to the side of the body. Just observe how you feel regarding your body, your legs, the sole of your foot. One more breath there. With your next inhale, lifting your hands up high, interlacing your fingers and turning your palms out and up. Try to create a straight line with your whole length of the spine. If your shoulders are screaming back at you, then maybe drawing them a little bit more down, bend the elbow, and then reach up high. Maybe not pulling your hands to hover on the side of the ear. With your next inhale, rising up onto your toes and just holding it there. Spine is long, head is on the top of it, and then breathe. One more full cycle. With your next inhale, unwind your hands, separate them, and with the exhale, release your heel back down. Inhale, reaching high. Exhale, start to fold forward. Maybe bend your knees if you need to. Once you reach your maximum, you can have your hand on your shin, on the side of your leg, or grounding down. Lengthen up the spine, maintain the length and the openness in the chest, and then find the center of your feet. And once you are stable, lifting your toes off the ground and spreading them well. 3 more full cycles of breath. With your next inhale, lift halfway up. With the exhale, release your toes down to the ground. Inhale to walk your hands a little bit more forward, and with your next exhale, move your weight onto your right leg. Don't forget to ground a little and big toe mount, center of the heel. And then inhale to lift your left leg up towards the back. Try to square your pelvis there for me. Try to find the center of your foot and then the center of your body. 1 more full cycle of breath. Inhale there, and with the exhale, releasing your back leg down, walking your hands closer to the front leg, and then releasing your back knee down as well. Now from here we will be rolling a little bit on the sole of the foot. Try to roll on the whole surface that's able to connect to the ground. So inhaling to roll back on the heel, and then with the exhale rolling forward, climbing on the toe. Inhale, rolling back, and exhale, climbing forward on the toe. 1 more time. Inhale, and exhale. With your next inhale, find your way back to the center, ground your leg, and then start to rotate it into a 30 to 45 degree angle. Lifting the back knee off the ground, rotating your back foot into a 90 degree angle, and then we will be moving to face towards the side. From there, you will be finding yourself in a one-sided squat situation. Trying to remain grounded with your feet and then slowly let your hip to sink down in one direction. Try not to collapse in here. One more breath there. And then you will have options here. You can stay here where you are, or lifting your hands up to the side, or climbing up on your toes, maybe heel to your back foot a little bit closer, and then lifting your hands up. 2 more full cycles there. Inhale there. With the exhale, release your hand down in the last 2 variations. Release your heel down if it was up. And then slowly bend the back knee as well. Walk your hands towards the center. Bend both of your knees. Square your knees towards the second toe. And then let your buttocks sink a little bit more deep. And then inhale to rise up. Exhale, bending the elbow, finding your goddess here. Lengthen the spine, sink deeper. Don't forget to lift up and out from your ground. One more breath there. With your next inhale, straightening your knees out, lifting your hands up. Exhale to rotate your feet to face forward. Inhale, create length. And with the exhale, bowing forward, folding down. Once you reach your maximum, hands can move to the shin. Keep both the fingers down. Or grounding the whole palm. Maybe your whole torso is hanging there. Walking your hands back right in between your feet. One more full cycle of breath there. With your next inhale, lifting yourself halfway up. Exhale, move your hands to the waist. Inhale to rise all the way up. Exhale, rotating your front foot to face forward, hands to the side. Inhale to reach, lengthen. Exhale, bow down into your triangle. Try to hover there. If you need a bit of support, tip of the fingers can come on the shin, and then you can move your gaze up towards the ceiling as well. One more full cycle. With your next inhale, taking yourself all the way up. And with the exhale, bending the front knee, windmilling your hands down, stepping back, and flowing through your version of chaturanga, knees down or knees up. Inhale into cobra for upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. One more breath there. With the next inhale, look forward, step up or walk forward, create length, and exhale to fold. Inhale to rise up, lengthen up, and exhale, Samasthiti. Here we go, we have a second side to do here. So the same thing what we are going to do. Lengthen up, reach with your hands up high, interlace the fingers, turn the palms up. Try to interlace the fingers the other way around, so the one which you are not used to. And then creating space in your neck, and then moving on to the toe. But this time we are not staying here. With the exhale, releasing and rolling onto the back, on the heel. Inhale, moving forward. Exhale, release it down. One more time. Inhale. And exhale, releasing it. Inhale to come and ground in the center. Open your hands up. Exhale, bow forward. Fold forward, bend the knee if you need to, hands to shin, side, ground. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Finding the center of your foot again, and then lifting your toes up. One more breath there. With your next inhale, lifting yourself halfway up. With the exhale, releasing your toes down. Inhale to curl the fingers enough forward. Exhale, grounding your left leg. And then inhale to lift your right leg up. Again, stability, centering, and lifting up and out from your foundation. Strong legs, strong tummy. One more full cycle of breath there. Inhale there, and with the exhale, slowly releasing your back leg down, drawing your hands closer to the front leg, and then releasing your knee down to the ground. Here we are in our low lunge. And then rolling again. Inhale, roll back onto the heel. And exhale, rolling forward over the toes. Inhale, back to the heel. And exhale, forward onto the toes. Last time. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale to come back to the center. And with the exhale, slowly rotating your front foot into an angle, lifting the back knee off the ground and releasing the back heel down to the ground. The back leg is in 90 degrees, the front one in 30 to 45. And then walking your hands to the side, finding yourself again in the one-sided squat. Lengthening up and just holding it here, maybe bending a little bit more down, opening the hip a little bit more. And then again, choosing your variation, staying here, maybe having your hand extended to the side, or maybe climbing onto your toes, heel toeing a bit closer your back leg. And same way, have the hands on the side. And one more full cycle of breath there. With the inhale, releasing your tip of the fingers down. Exhale, release your heel down. Bend the back leg's knee as well. Rotate the back leg into a 30 to 45 degree and finding yourself in the center. Bending your knee a bit more and make sure your knee is aligned to the second toe. And you can bend the knee enough, but not running over your ankle. And then from here, with the inhale, rising and lifting with the hand up. And with the exhale, allowing the two fingers, your thumb and little one touch. Breathing there for 2 more full cycles of breath. Inhale to straighten out your knee. And with the exhale, releasing the hands to the side. We'll go now for one more round. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale to fold forward, bend your knees. And then you have options here. Option number one is just holding it here, the knees wide enough, and then lifting your hands to the side. Option number two is to release your hand down, and then heel toe your back leg a little bit closer. Rising on your toes, and just holding it here with the hand support. And option number three is to lift your hands as well to the side. Taking 2 more full cycles of breath. Inhale there. Exhale, release your hand. Inhale, rotate your feet forward. Exhale, ground the leg down and fold forward. Walk your hands to reach in between your legs. One more breath there. With your next inhale, lifting halfway up. Exhale, hands to the waist. Inhale to rise all the way up. Exhale, rotate your front foot to face forward, hands to the side. Inhale to lengthen there. Exhale, bowing down. Tips of the fingers on the shin or on the side. Lengthen up, take your gaze upward, gaze to the side. One more breath. Inhale, lifting yourself up, gaze forward. Exhale, bend the knee, windmill your hands down. Step back, flow through your version of Chaturanga. Inhale, upward over cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. With your next inhale, look forward. Step up or walk forward. Great length. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. Lengthen. Reach high. Exhale. Samasthiti. Here we go, stepping with our feet, our comfortable stance apart. Grounding well with all the 3 points, little and big toe mound, outer edge, and the center of your foot. And then here we go. With your next inhale, bend the knees, sweep the floor, rising to your chest. This can be your destination, just a little bit moving your weight back and front. Or climbing up onto your toes, or releasing down to hover there in a lower foundation. 3 full cycles of breath more there. Strong core, strong legs, pushing up and out of your foundation. With your next inhale, rising up onto your toes. Exhale, release your heel down, joining the others. Inhale there. And with the exhale, hands go onto the waist. Ground your right leg, bend the left knee. And then squeeze your left knee into the chest, right knee straightens. Flex your foot. One more breath there. With your next inhale, let the heel lift up towards your face. And then micro bend, or bend a little bit more your right knee and cross your ankle on the top. Slowly bending deeper, squaring your pelvis. And then see where you can go, palms touch. Or maybe lowering down to cross across the shin. Keep on flexing your left knee and the foot. Strong core, strong balance there. One more breath. With your next inhale, slowly rising back up. Exhale there. Inhale, straighten your right knee, pick up your left one. Exhale to squeeze the knee to the chest. Inhale to lengthen up. Exhale in a slow motion, stepping back your left. Toes touch at the back. And this is where we want to stay for now. So your high lunge. First find your grounding at the front with your feet, at the back with your toes. A little bit more engagement in your left butt cheek there. Lifting the sides and breathing down. And one more full cycle of breath there. With your next inhale, reaching high. With the exhale, twist towards your right side. Reaching into 2 directions. Taking your gaze as well a little bit towards the back. Don't overdo this. Focus on the twisting element. One more breath. With your next inhale, bringing your palm to touch together. With the exhale, hovering forward. See where your arm is reaching. Does the elbow reach to the top of your thigh, or the armpit is reaching on the top of the thigh? Do not let your left side to collapse down. Pull it up, engage, breathe, twist. 2 more breaths there. You can do all these movements with the knee down. If you cannot hold, put the knee up. With your next inhale, slowly turning forward, hovering forward, exhaling there. And then with your next inhale, charging your leg, lifting yourself up, pulling the back leg forward, drawing your knee to the chest, and then first find balance. Then rotating your ankle to come higher up. Again, crossing your ankle on the top of the thigh. Here we are again, where we started, and we have variations here. Inhale here, and with the exhale, lower down if you can, hover there. Maybe releasing your hand down, and in the 2 variations, lifting your toes off the ground. If by any chance your palms touch the ground, then maybe swinging back and front or coming on the toes. And then your option, last one, to bend your knee completely, coming on the toes with your leg and trying to find that balance of the toes. Breathing there, supporting with the hand or without. 1 more breath. With your next inhale, from the last variation, with grace, lift yourself up. First, standing on your toes, and then all of us release the heel down, release the toes down, and picking yourself up to join the others in the center. Inhale, straighten the leg, pick up the knee, and exhale, finding some stability. Here we go. One side done. Second side to go. Taking just 1 more full cycle of breath before going for the second side. And then here we go. Inhale, moving your hands up high. Exhale, bending your knees down. Sitting down well, rooting down well. And as we work so much with the feet, try to ground all the 4 corners there for me. Lifting your toes up and just holding it there this time, sitting back more down without losing the tummy area here. Engaging it there. Your options here, if your hands get tired, pull them to the chest or keep it extended. 1 more full cycle of breath, finding the center of your feet, center of the body. Inhaling there. And with the exhale, hands touch, pull the chest into the chest, and then taking your weight, ground your left leg down, and then bending your right knee, pull it into the chest first for me. Balancing on your left leg, grounding well. And then lifting your heel off the ground, up towards your face. And then bending your knee, placing your ankle on the top of the thigh. And then see how far you go. Maybe staying here, focusing on balance. Maybe folding a bit deeper down. Maybe releasing your hands down onto the thigh. Try doing all these movements without collapsing in your arch. Engaging your tummy, lifting the chest, breathing well. 1 more breath there. With your next inhale, palms join back up again, rising up. Exhale down. Inhale, slowly straighten the knee, pull the right knee to the chest. And with your next exhale, really slow, moving your leg back, finding your toes and lifting up. Try to create stability here, to come primarily from your feet and grounding, but not pushing the body down as a heavy object to the ground, rather lifting it up away from the ground as well. Strong legs, strong inner thighs. See if you can release the heel towards the back a little bit more, still staying on the toes. With your next inhale, lifting your hands up high. With the exhale, twist towards your left. Again, not overdoing your hands and the neck, rather working on the twist, engaging your right butt cheek a little bit more, and then gaze can go back. But stay with your breath. One more breath there. With your next inhale, your palms will touch. With the exhale, slowly bowing forward to hover first, and then once more twisting, maybe deeper, releasing your elbow to the thigh or armpit to the thigh. You have the option here to release your back knee if you struggle with your twisting, or keep it up to stay up. Do not let your right side to sink down. Give it a lift. Engage your legs, ground well, lift up out from it. Engage your tummy. One more full cycle of breath there. With your next inhale, charge your core, move your body forward and hover for me. Try to give a little bit of lift to your whole torso. Breathe well, strong legs. With your next inhale, leaning over. With the exhale, pulling your leg forward and up, knee to the chest. Here we go, lifting the heel up again, bending your knee, crossing it across the thigh. See how far you go, second time. Releasing, bending the knee down. Maybe staying here and lifting the toes. Maybe releasing them and lifting your toes. And maybe tip of the fingers down, in that case rolling back in front or staying on the toes. And the last variation is to release down completely onto your toes and stabilizing, finding balance. Balance in the feet, balance of the body. And breathe. One more breath. And then slowly with grace, releasing our hands and pressing back to join the others. First on the toes, then those who are here, releasing all the heel, and then connecting back with the hands together, rising all the way up. Then inhaling to lift the leg up, and exhale, step stepping your feet together, releasing your hands to the side, ground well, and just close your eyes for 5 full cycles. Finding your center. First, the center of your feet, the center of your body, maybe the center of your head. Slowly opening your eyes and then shuffling your feet to be hip distance apart. Slowly we will approach down to the ground and then inhale, lifting your hands up high, and with the exhale, folding forward. Bend your knee if you need to and hook around your big toe with an index finger and your middle finger. Bend your knees well, lengthen your body, and with your next exhale start to straighten the back of the knee. Try to maintain the connection in between your tummy and the thigh. Folding forward into your forward fold, Padangusthasana. With your next inhale, lifting halfway up and heel toeing your feet to their side. Rotating your foot to be kind of 30 to 45-degree angle. Again, aligning your knees to your toe. And then those of you who have some knee issues, maybe you will not sit so deep down, so you will stop halfway down. The rest of us will be squatting down to reach in between our leg. Breathe there in whichever variation you are. One more full cycle. And from here we will be having different exits. So if you were here completely down, allowing your elbows to come close and let your buttocks to come down. Sit there, hold for me. And then if you were up here and you can't really bend down more, you will release your fingers, bending your knees, kneeling down and sitting on the side of your leg, joining us here back again, getting the hold of your toe. So in both variations, we will be moving onto our buttocks. So try to crawl forward with your heels and lengthen your spine. And then elevating those heels off the ground. Maybe you are staying here. Maybe you are coming to join the legs in front of you. Maybe you straighten out your legs completely. These are your variations here. And we have 2 more full cycles of breath there. And then inhale to give a length to your spine. And with the exhale, bending your knees, allowing your feet to come together, and then release your feet down to the ground. Shuffling around, removing some flesh from under, joining your feet, having the hold of your ankle or your foot, creating a length in your spine with the inhale, and with the exhale, slowly bowing forward. Try to lead with your tummy here. So as you see, the chest is neutral. Trying not to round, just to catch a little bit of more result here. Remaining up there, freeing up the base of the neck, lengthening up. Focusing on connecting your hands and feet. This part of the class will be to join the energetic flow that is through your feet and hands. 3 more full cycles of breath. With your next inhale, slowly lifting yourself back up again, getting the hold of your toes again, and joining your legs to come with your knees a bit closer together. And then from there, rolling again back onto our buttocks, extending our legs. Maybe you reach just here. Maybe you can have your legs straight in front of you, but with a bend knee. Or maybe extending your leg straight forward. And this time maybe pulling a little bit closer to your face, those legs. Any variation you are choosing, respecting your own boundaries. And breathe. From there, we will be slowly releasing the left leg down to the ground. And then see where your right leg is. And with your next inhale, roll on the top of your sit bones. Lengthen up your left hand. And with the exhale, switch hands. So your left hand will hold the outer edge of your right foot. And the right hand will reach up towards the sky. Inhale to lengthen. And with the exhale, open towards your right side. Twisting there. Maybe straightening out your knee. Lengthen the spine. Maybe moving your gears as well. Tall, long spine, activity in all the body. One more breath. With your next inhale, your hands come forward and then switching again. So hooking your toe with your hand, bending your knee if you need to do so, and then joining your legs back again. Last time here, extending your legs forward, or maybe just holding it here to balance. Choose the variation you would like to go into, challenging yourself, pushing boundaries, but not overdoing the pose. And then slowly releasing your right leg down to the ground. And then inhale to lengthen there. With the exhale, switching hands, right hand to the outer edge of the left foot, and then left hand will come up. Inhale to lengthen there, and with the exhale, twist towards your left side. Here again, option there to straighten out your leg, lengthening up, taking your head as well towards the back. Long spine, engaged body, but not tense. One more full cycle of breath. With your next inhale, taking your hands forward, bending your knee, and then releasing your right hand, reaching high with the hand, bending the other knee, and then extending both the legs. Inhale, and with the exhale, without sound, letting your leg come down, sitting up tall. Inhale there, and exhale, release your hands down. We'll go first into a variation of your forward fold here. So if you have intense stretch in your hamstring, please bend your knees for me. And then lengthening the spine up, inhaling, reach to the sky. And with the exhale, folding forward to get the holding of the tip of your toes. And then if you have the flexibility, you can release your knees down, but keep the heel on the ground. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, try to engage your pelvic floor, your Mula Bandha, your Uddiyana Bandha, with the navel towards the spine and up, and then drawing your chin towards the chest to complete your Mahamudra. With your next inhale, releasing the chin to chest first. Exhale there. Softening out a little bit your abdomen from Uddiyana Bandha, but it's still there, holding. And with your next exhale, maybe drawing your hands closer and folding further forward, deeper into your forward fold. With your next inhale, slowly lifting yourself up, first just halfway, and then helping yourself all the way up. From here, we will be rolling onto our left side, folding in our right leg, and allowing your buttocks to come to your inner edge of your right ankle. And this is where you might need your bolster. So if you are sitting like this, you can't release down, you have lots of tightness at the top of your foot on the side, then please make sure you have a bolster or a folded blanket in, and then just put it under your buttocks and lengthen up from there. This is your variation here. And then from here, we will be walking ourselves a little bit back. So maybe you have already an intense stretch felt on the top of your foot of the folded leg back. Then staying here. Maybe you can go deeper down. In that case, tucking your pelvis in a bit, lowering a bit more down. And then the last variation is to completely lay down on the ground. If you want to intensify the stretch, the last variation is to bend your knee and draw the extended leg with the heel close to your buttocks. One more breath there. If your knee was bent of the extended leg, then keep it there. For the rest of us, actually all of us, will slowly unwind from the pose. So step by step, first coming onto your forearm, then onto your palms, and then upright there. If your knee was bent, you can straight away take it down, else the rest of us will bend our knee, draw the heel to the buttocks, and let your leg lay on the side. First, find yourself to be comfortable. Inhale to lengthen up, exhale there. Inhale to lift your hands up high. With the exhale, twisting towards the bent knee leg, which is on the side of the left. Moving your right hand towards that knee, and the left hand is wrapping around. Inhale to find length in your spine, and with the exhale, twisting deeper. Try to move with the shoulder forward, rather pull it back and down, guiding yourself into the twist, smoothly engaging your tummy. The last element is to take your head also to go with it. One more breath there. With your next inhale, hands go high. With the exhale, coming back to the center, releasing your hands down, extending first your left leg, then rolling onto the side and extending the right leg as well forward. From there, first finding your Dandasana, shuffling back onto your mat, and then rolling onto your right leg, folding the left one in. Again, if you had your bolster or cushion under the butt cheek, you have to put it under the right butt cheek this time. You have to feel comfortable at the side of your leg and sitting tall first. Again, finding that ease there. And then slowly walking backward. First on the palm, maybe lowering onto your forearm, or maybe tucking your pelvis in, lowering completely down to lay down. Last variation is to bend your knee to intensify the sensations in your thigh, and breathe. One more full cycle of breath. If you have your knee bent, you can have it keeping bent, and then slowly coming up onto the forearm first, then onto your palm, and then upright into sitting. If your leg was straight, with your next inhale, bending your knee, drawing the heel to the buttocks, rotating the leg to the side. And first just feel in to be upright in this setup of your legs. With your next inhale, lifting your hands up high. With the exhale, twisting towards your right side, left hand on the right knee, right hand behind, lengthening up again. Not guiding your shoulder forward, letting it to be open with a neutral chest. And breathe. Last element is your head. One more breath there. With your next inhale, unwinding your hands, reaching up high. Exhale to come back to the center, raising your hands back, and then extending your right leg, rolling onto the outside of that, and then extending the left leg as well. And then from here, we will be bending our knees, and then coming close to our heel with the buttocks, and laying back down, releasing your back down to the ground. We will be going into our bridge posture. So to do so, I would like you to bring your heel close enough to your buttocks, but not so close that you have to reach it. If it is reaching, it's okay, but you don't have to force it to be reached with the hand. And then you will be charging your abdomen with the inhale, and with the exhale, pressing your pelvis up towards the sky. And then grounding your hands down, engaging your upper arm to press your pose a little bit deeper, and then shuffling your legs around to find the comfortable stance in between your shoulder and the leg. Engage your inner thighs, engage your hamstring, and soften out a little bit from the buttocks, just a little bit. As the last element, allow your tummy also to be engaged, and let the chest open. We will hold for 5 more full cycles here. If you wish, interlace the fingers and allow the knuckle also to press into the ground, drawing the elbows a bit closer to give an extra lift and lengthening to the front body here. One more breath there. With your next inhale, releasing your back. And with your exhale, releasing your buttocks also down to the ground. And then from here, extending your left leg forward and allowing your right knee to come a bit closer to the chest. And then your left hand will assist your right leg to come to the side. And then shuffling your pelvis a little bit towards the right side and taking your knee towards the left. Your right hand is on the side of your body. This is the variation which you can choose, or choosing the variation with the leg extended completely to the side. Breathe into any variation. The last element is your head, taking your head a little bit toward the side where your leg has gone, and then take your gaze to the opposite direction. Two more breaths there. With your next inhale, taking your gaze up toward the ceiling, bending your knee with the exhale. Inhale to come back to the center, shuffle into the center, and exhale there, extending your right leg. Bending your left knee and drawing it a bit closer than 90-degree again. And then right hand helps to take it to the side. First a little shuffle to the left, and then allowing it go to the right. Your left hand is on the side, extended, and your last option here is to extend that leg, hold on to your foot on the side. Last element is to take your head, so you will be moving the head a little bit to the direction where your leg has gone, and then taking your gaze to the opposite direction. Two more breaths there. With your next full cycle of breath, inhaling up your head, bending your knee, and with the exhale, returning back to the center, and this time pulling your other leg, the right one, to come on the sole of your foot. And we will go into a long inversion now. So for that, I will give you some explanation. Your options can be to have your bolster as an aid to come into your posture. So option number 1 for you is your Viparita Karani without the bolster, legs up towards the sky. Option number 2 is your Viparita Karani with the lower back on the cushion, extending your legs up towards the sky. Choose this variation if you struggle with your hamstring, and if the other option of the inversion is not working for you. And then your last option is to choose your shoulder stand. Please make sure, if you have never done shoulder stand, you are not choosing shoulder stand, Ladies in period with any kind of neck issues or spine issues, choose the first variation. If you can choose the shoulder stand, then slowly taking your legs up, extended behind your head, moving your hands onto your lower or middle back. Make sure the elbows are close enough, and then lifting your legs up towards the sky. Allowing your back of the head to touch the ground, not the back of your neck. Your shoulder line is grounding. It's not your neck that's grounding. Try to get the sensation of relaxation into your legs. Feel free to lower down from this variation if it gets too intense on you. What we'd like to do with this posture is to drain out the stagnant blood from our feet. We have worked a lot with those feet and legs, mobilized everything over there. So now it's time to move out the old stuff to create space for the new. Taking 10 more full cycles of breath. Try to have your breath nice and smooth. Get the sense of relaxation. Two more full cycles of breath there. If you were in Viparita Karani, so legs up to the sky, on bolster or without, stay there for a couple of more breaths. If you were in shoulder stand, slowly allowing your legs to come down behind your head, releasing your hand down, and vertebra by vertebra coming down and out of the posture. Taking the last element, the leg as well, nicely down to the ground. And then your last pose is your fish posture. So if you are in Viparita Karani, just stay there. You don't have to do the fish. If you were in shoulder stand, coming up onto your forearms first, lifting up your chest, and then slowly dropping your head back. Climbing forward with your hands, creating space, and just tipping the top of your head down, not putting any much of the weight on it. One more full cycle of breath. With your next inhale, first charge your hands, lift up, then take your gaze forward, and with the exhale, releasing yourself down. From here, if there is any gentle movement you would like to take before your Shavasana, then please do so. If you are okay there, then allowing your legs to be apart from each other at least that far that when you're touching your toes, you open it out and it feels comfortable. Gentle tucking the pelvis helps to soften out the lower back, and then moving the tip of the fingers to the navel, allowing the elbows to be on the side, and then from this angle, opening your hands out to the side, relaxing your shoulder blades down. Start your relaxation from your toes, through the sole of your foot, ankle, shins and calves, knees. All of your thigh muscles and tissues are resting. Inner and outer thigh, hamstring. The pelvic floors resting, relaxing. The whole length of your abdomen, chest, so that your whole length of the spine Just gently touching to the ground. Relaxing your buttocks, relaxing your shoulders, arms and hands, softening your neck and face. Relaxing your jaw, the eyebrow center. And before you sink deeper into your Shavasana, allowing yourself to feel into your body, physically, emotionally. Notice anything that needs to come up so that you can let that go. Allowing any thought waves to surface, to be noticed, and let go. Relax, release and rest as long as you need. Thank you for being with me for this longer than an hour practice. Hope to meet you again.